This is a soil that almost everyone uses in their gardens since they don't know any different, and it's slowly killing their trees. Without saying brand names, it's almost the bright bags you see at Home Depot. It's the soil that comes in almost all of the retail store location soils for most trees, and it's killing your avocados, it's killing your tropical trees, and you need to stop using it. And today I'm going to give you the exact ratio for in-ground or for potted avocados or tropical fruit trees so that they can live and thrive, since they're incredibly susceptible to root rot. This is the real soil your avocados want to grow in. Grab some. This is what they love, and this will not cause your tree to get root rot. You can overwater and it won't begin to decompose, and you have much more likelihood of growing a successful tree that will give you abundant fruit. It will thrive, and you will have a much healthier looking tree over time. And it's really life or death, because avocados with a couple weeks of overwatering can die in an instant, and you will never know they're dying until the last minute. So let me give you the ratio. For this mix you're going to be using, you're going to need unstabilized decomposed granite, and it should be this fine. And don't worry if it has a little bit of chunks in it. It can help with aeration, and it also helps for your avocados to breathe a bit more. 50% decomposed granite, unstabilized. Avoid any with color. You can get at your local rock supply store. You can get it at Home Depot in the bag. I get it by the truckload. You can find it at Home Depot in bags. And I suggest getting it at the rock supply because it's much more affordable and you can get much more at one time. Next, you're going to be using peat moss. I love peat moss. And peat moss is going to be 30% of the mixture, and you're going to add 30% of it. It's going to add more nutrient availability to the roots. It's going to help the roots thrive. As many of you are going to say, I thought you'd say organic materials should not go within the soil. Peat moss is a bit different. Peat moss has been decomposing on end. It decomposes so slowly that it's not likely to cause root rot for the tree, and it's my favorite option. I don't suggest coco coir. It's definitely more likely to cause you root rot, especially for tropical fruit trees. I'm sure it's great for vegetables and other plants. However, avocados and mangoes and all types of tropical fruit trees are just so susceptible to root rot that you need to be really careful with what you add. So 30% peat moss. And next, for aeration, we're going to be using perlite to allow for faster draining. You can also use pumice. It's much more expensive. I get this big bag of perlite from Home Depot, but I've done well with perlite. You can use pumice, and they're both incredible options. And you're going to be using 20% perlite, which I buy at Home Depot, including with the peat moss. I have yet to find it at wholesale rock supplies, but I'm sure there are some that might supply it. You can also use volcanic rock that they also sell at Home Depot. I just like perlite. It's much smaller, it's much lighter weight, and it's not super heavy, and I love perlite. This will be your final mix. It's going to be looking like this. You can see the small amounts of peat moss within it, and this will just make your avocados thrive. They will love it. I don't add any inorganic fertilizer until later on. I also use organic fertilizer. You have to be really careful with the fertilizer when they're young. It can really kill the trees. They're gonna thrive in this for easily 7 months. So this is a permanent soil. Once it outgrows this pot, we'll be putting it in the ground. So this mix will serve for both in ground, if you're digging a really deep hole for the tree, and it also works for pots, because guess what? This will not decompose in many years. It's a permanent solution to soil, unlike if you use steer manure, other types of compost, wood chips. In about 8 months, your tree will start dying on you. And many of these nurseries are selling to the Home Depot, which is causing a lot of these plants to die so quickly, and that people are like, I can't grow avocados in my area. But what they don't know, it's the causes of it is the soil they sell them into. And you would think that these big, large franchises that are selling these avocados have learned that the soil they use kills the trees, and people put them in ground, and the roots can't breathe. They're stuck in so much bacteria from the manure from the cow manure and from the wood chips decomposing. They can't breathe. So this soil is an incredible option. I suggest anyone try growing in this recipe, and they will have no problems. And they will have incredible trees, just like this reed I have right here that is growing really nicely. And avocados love it. Please give it a try and keep me updated. This is real soil, and anyone that is growing mango, or if they're growing avocados or any type of tropical fruit tree, and any tree for that matter, and especially any type of cactus, anything, please don't use that much organic material. There are some, you can grow tomatoes and anything, but this will, short term, an avocado will definitely grow faster in compost. But once you grow it in compost, the roots are struggling and it begins to kill off over time. So this might take a little bit less, since the nutrient availability is less and direct compost has a lot of nitrogen. However, your plant will thank you over time. Thank you. So 50% decomposed granite, 30% peat moss, and 20% perlite. Mix it together and it should look like this, and you will have avocados incredibly soon.